Hey guys, welcome back to Gizmods. So here we have the Blitz 6 again. We will be taking it apart, seeing what we can do to it, seeing if it has any limitations. It works very similar, I think, to the the Reflex 6 from X-Shot, or any cylinder-based blaster with a rear prime. I'm gonna go ahead and take these darts out because technically I already undid all the screws and looked inside. I just looked, I didn't fiddle around with anything. But I figured to save the time, get the shell off. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 screws, I believe. And these pieces are they tabbed together? Yeah, they're tabbed together on the inside, on the underside of that shell there. So I'm going to put that to the side for now. And we have the internal. So here's your trigger. There's your catch. There's your plunger tube, priming bar, and your cylinder, which is very small. But I believe we can just take that out, hopefully, like so. Ooh, maybe not. Hold on. There's a spring in there that's kind of holding it in. So let me take this screw off and keep account of it because I do not want to lose that. Take that piece, put that in there so I don't lose that. The trigger kind of rests over that spring. And then I think, yeah, we can just take that out. And hopefully, can I just pull this apart? I don't think so. That's not gonna come apart. We can take the dart post out though. You can just snip the back here, like anything. We'll go ahead and do that last. Let's see what this plunger tube setup is like. It's all one solid piece. Okay, so yeah, that's a big solid piece. So the spring is in there. So this is tabbed together. So let me get flathead here. Pry it open just a smidge. I don't want to break it. There we go, there's a little bit. Try and do this without getting stretch marks in the plastic there. Whenever there's a tube like this, you kind of want to open both at the same time, because if you open one side will come off fine, but the other side you won't be able to get off at all. I think I got it. There we go. Okay. There's not much in there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's just black in there. I can see the spring way in there. For the air restrictor, we may take that out. That's a pretty strong spring as is. I probably won't get rid of that. I mean, change it out. And this is, oh yeah, that's greased up. I'm probably gonna leave the spring and the catch as is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, what if I can just pop this off? No. Trying to think if I have anything that'll take that out easily. Besides a drill, because I really don't want to. Do I have a really long Nothing. Well, let's just have at it. Let's go into the front first. We'll go into the back later. Get this plastic out of the way. There's that. There we go. So all I did was bust off the front tab at the moment. Now I'm just trying to get the spring out of there so it stops bouncing all over the place. And I need this thing because that'll get it out, I do believe. There we go. And you can just toss that spring. You don't need it. Plus it's jank anyway. People say jank anymore? I don't know. Now to get the rest of the plastic pieces out, which I can clearly see in there. Let's see here. What tools do I have? Wonder if this will get in there. Yeah, plunger tube's big enough. So just do it slowly. Don't. The only times that you have to use a drill to get an air restrictor out is if the plunger tube itself is too small. Luckily, this thing is big enough to where I can fit these giant pliers into it. And I'm always looking for a skinnier, longer pliers because they're always hard to find. There's the main part out the front. Now I think we're just cleaning it up on the inside. I do see one thing. There's a hole. So we will be plugging that up with some glue. If I really want to be a perfectionist, I'll go in there with a razor blade, like so. Just cut out that extra stuff that's just hanging. It's not really in the way of anything. It just, I mean, like, you know, you won't see this piece from the outside, but I have OCD about some things, and that's one of them. I'm like, I gotta get all the pieces out of the way. Yep. And then I'm going to use, those pliers here. Get the rest out of there. If I can see. Very hard to see. There you go, there's some gunk. If you're really adventurous and you have really good sight, you can put a screwdriver on the plastic piece there and just tap it, because it should just come loose. Like so. That's probably good enough. Again, you don't have to clean it as well as I do, because it's not going to get in the way. It's not going to do anything to your FPS. But that's what mine looks like now. You can see all the way through it, which is perfect. Okay. Let's get all that junk out of the way, because we don't need debris everywhere. The next step. So we weren't going to mess with that. This we can just put back on, like so. Is that how it went? Yeah. There we go. Snappy right on there. Next is going to be the cylinder. We're going to take out the pigs in the back, which is very easy to do. Just snip with your snips. Take out the dart posts out. There we go. There we go. Get that out of the blaster. And by doing this, you have even more airflow to the dart, and you, oddly enough, will be able to fire short darts, which hopefully would be even higher FPS. And I think you can even shoot the, what's that really, I mean, maybe hyper. I never got into hyper, and I probably never will, just because I just see it as you lose your ammo and that's it. Because Rival's small enough to lose. And I know I got like 5 rounds floating in this garage somewhere. But there's another one I use for my, what is it, the Colonel Wasp Firefly. I shoot 3 buckshots out of the shell. I forget what they're called. Somebody tell me if you remember from any of my past videos what it's called. They're like the little foam, well, not even foam. They're like squishy balls. They're not even like, they're not Rival squishy. Well, they kind of are, but they're like a fourth of the size of this, or smaller. But I think that you could fit those in here as well. So I cut off all of them. That's what it looks like now. We can put this back in, I believe. Let's see if I remember how this went. See, that needs to go in there. That goes in like that. Trigger goes, well, let's see, hold on. Let me put this back in. Catch goes underneath, like so. There we go, that's right. This goes, this little curve has to go in front of the spring, I believe. And it just sits down, and they're gonna put this piece back on top. Screw it back into place. There we go. You should have, whoa, oh, there it is, wasn't set. Now I should be able to feel like it goes back and forth, which it does, so that's positive. All right, now we're gonna close it up, because I think that's all we're gonna be doing to this. Like so. And hopefully, if this all went well, we'll get higher FPS ratings. I forgot exactly what FPS we were getting before. I think it was 70s. I'll have to revert back to the unboxing and video and figure out how what the FPS was, because I'm pretty sure we recorded it. You hear that little crunch? That's fine. It's just the shell coming together. That happens with all shells when you open them and then you know, put them back together. If you don't put them on, if you don't put them on with the screws in place, like if you take all the screws out of the blaster, like literally out of the shell, and then you put it together and then you put the screws in, you probably won't have that problem. But it's not really a problem. I mean, it's together regardless. And I think we have these last two, and it should be good. Oh, sorry. So the good thing is when you shake it, nothing really rattles. There's something loose in there, but I think it's just debris. Want to make sure it catches. Oh yeah, that's a louder bang right there. When they come to my house, Jesus. Oh, down the road they go. Probably going to a local hospital down the street. Let's see here. Which, actually, the closest hospital to me now is actually the one I was born at. I didn't even think about that till just now. So we're gonna go ahead and load it up. Let's get the chronograph here. If I remember, it fires out the top at, you know, as it rotates. Turn that guy on, throw these posts away because we don't need that anymore. I just knocked something on the ground, don't worry about that. So first we'll fire these and then we'll try the short darts. There we go. 82.2. 95.5. 79.6. It's kind of going all over the place, isn't it? That's way over it. 3.2. That hit the blaster. 485.4. 436. So, yeah. I don't know. I would guess 90s. If it's firing, you know, completely straight through this thing, but it never does. And these distance darts, they suck. Yeah. Let's fire, before we do short darts, let's do waffles, just to be more accurate. Do I have some somewhere? Not in front of me. Let's do some of these guys. These are from the one of these, the Ember darts or whatever, from Dart Zone. So basically the side company, but put these in the front. Okay, so we got the Ember darts in there. My camera cut off and I actually fired all these already, but we'll do it again. They were hitting low 90s, so let's see here. And of course now it's not doing it. 78. 82.3. 129.1. 108. 126.9. 294. Like I said, I fired it and apparently the camera cut off. It was shooting high 90s. But now we will reset and we will shoot short darts. Now I'm going to load in the Max, Dart Zone Max Ruby darts as they're called, and see how those do. Because I don't think I've really tested these range-wise. You know, I fired it for what it was out of the blaster that came with it, which I think was the Dictator. The Dictator as well as the MK 2.1. Now, right now they're only sitting there, but I'm going to try to push them back as far as possible, which only goes to there. But I figure the better the seal, the better the outcome. All right, let's go ahead and turn this back on. If I can see where I am aiming. 95.9, 88.3, 92, 245.5. Yeah. 91.7, that kind of hit the side. And I think we have one more. Yeah, 86.5, and that hit the side as well. But low 90s, high 80s, and that's basically for both of them. So a bit of an improvement. I'd say 10 to 15 improvement with the mods that we did. We didn't change the spring or the catch. All we did was take out the AR and the dart post so we can fire short darts. So yeah, I think that's a win. And for a $7, whatever, $8 blaster, it's a good little sidearm if you mod it. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about the mod or whatever, let me know in the comments below. Please like, follow, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, bye.